What's up, guys? This is Riffraff, and today we're going to be doing my version of a monster spawner. I found it to be a little more effective than the average spawner, which all it does is you put water underneath this thing and then it pulls them away. And a mob has to be 8 blocks away from the spawner before it'll spawn more, but you'll see in a minute. But first off, I dug this out 3 by 3 by 3. Or 3 squares away from the center of the spawner, so you made a big square. So technically it's 7 by 7. But anyways, what you're gonna do is once you've got that prepped into a square, like I have, you're gonna dig down all this out. And like I said, I did this tutorial once before and I dug it all out, so I wasn't about to fill it back in because I messed something up, but hopefully I don't do that this time. But anyways, I'll tell you how deep this is in a minute, but we're going to dig 2 deep underneath the spawner and flatten it all out. And get rid of all the blocks above you if you're playing in survival. Now these 2 below, you're going to build a platform, and it's going to be square, and it's not going to go all the way out. It's going to stop one before it hits the wall, and we have a reason for that. Your average monster spawner is just going to... The generic one that everyone builds, they spawn on this platform and then they get pushed away by water, but it doesn't drop them down quick enough to get them away from the spawner. So to increase the spawn rates, and as you can see, just putting water here doesn't work, but to increase the spawn rates, you want to get the mobs as quickly away from the spawner as possible. So this is what I came up with. You're going to put signs on the outside, and that'll stop the water from flowing down, like you just saw. And just keep circling around. And you still got that gap there, remember that. So now when we put the water, it's going to fill it all in. Oops, I fell. So now when a mob spawns on this platform here, it's going to get pushed off, it's going to drop down very fast away from the spawner itself. And what that does is, as soon as the mob hits where we just landed, it'll start spawning more mobs, so it's a lot quicker than the other ones. I've tested it, you get a lot more, quite a few more mobs. I've done it on PC, and I've done it on Xbox, it works for both. But I think, let's count this up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6... Yeah, so exactly 12 blocks down is what I use, because the mobs will bounce up and down in the water, and I accounted for that. Oh man, I'm failing at getting rid of these signs, but so dig 12 down once you have that platform. And that's 12 down from the spawner itself, not the platform, if you were wondering. So next up, if we could get rid of these signs. After this, you're going to want to figure out what direction you want to send the mobs. I want to send it towards the statues because that's where the land is. Everything else is water. So this is a basic normal spawner type of deal where you just place a bunch of water in a row and then it carries them away. So instead they fall, hit this water, and they're going to float away. And now new mobs can spawn while these ones are being pulled away even farther from the spawner. We'll just dig this out once again. And you just keep digging until the water stops flowing. So we're as far out as we can go with that water. Then you're going to want to dig down one stream, 1 block below that, and place the water block at the end. Now what you should have is it'll carry all the mobs into a single spot, single area. And we're just going to dig this down again to make the water flow even farther. So, and what you want is the water here, and then you're going to place a sign right where the water's flowing, so it pushes you into this square. Next, you're going to put a sign there to hold the water in, and just make a water ladder. It works for mobs, players use it in their bases, that kind of thing, but it works pretty effective against, or with raising mobs up, sending them vertical. So here we are right next to the mob spawner, and you want to make sure that you bring this far enough out to where the water ladder doesn't go within 8 blocks of the spawner itself. 8 blocks is the distance in which it'll start spawning mobs again once it knows that there's nothing around it. And 16 blocks is the distance in which a spawner will activate. So if you move within 16 blocks of that spawner, it'll start activating. You'll see the flames show up on it, and that's when it starts spawning, if it's dark enough. But we'll just put this ladder or the water in. It's a little harder in survival, but I wanted to make this tutorial as quick as possible, as quick as I could at least. So we got noon, the sun should be going down soon, so let's fill this in. Let's see, drops there. The skeletons, in this case, zombies, or actually that is a skeleton spawner, but it works for zombies too. This does not work for spiders, cave spiders maybe, I don't know if they're 1 block wide or not, but it looks like it works pretty good so far. And then after this, I'll let it sit for 15 minutes off camera and start recording again, and we'll see how many skeletons we got. But first we're going to build where we want the skeletons to go. And obviously you don't want to build this towards the spawner. You can make your choice of how you want to kill them. I'm going to kill them with the sun. You can use a lava blade, you can use, if you're trying to make an EXP farm, you probably want to just damage them, which is dropping them 23 blocks exactly. And that will make skeletons roughly a 1 hit with your hand, or a kill with a diamond sword or iron sword, whatever you use. But we'll just want to keep these skeletons in here for now, so I'm going to put glass. Fill up the top. More. Alright. So now you're going to put a block on top of the spawner itself and build all the way up. The reason for that is because the mobs can actually spawn on top of the spawner. That wouldn't be very good because they'd just sit up there and they wouldn't jump off into the water, or it'd take them a long time, so it'd reduce your spawn rates. So now we just got to make it dark in here, and we'll see how it looks. See if we can get some skeletons to spawn here. Let's just hop in here because I don't want to wait to watch them come up to the surface. So already we got a skeleton right there if you saw it pass by down below. Let's go down there. So there's 2 skeletons, 3 skeletons. 3 skeletons so far in about 15 seconds, 20 seconds. There's 5 skeletons, so it is pretty quick. It's working fast. We'll just follow these guys up just to prove they're going up to the surface through the ladder. And all they're doing is they're too tall, and the water is every other block, which is only 1 block tall, so the skeletons don't want to drown, so they keep swimming to the surface until they make it up to the top, wherever you want to kill them with. Like I said, a lava blade or some things like that. Or the sun. I like the sun. It's pretty effective. But if you're making an AFK farm, a lava blade would be good, because you can still collect their drops and everything. So I'll be right back and we'll see what it's like after 15 minutes. Alright, we're back. I built a little shelter here for them so they wouldn't burn out in the sun. It's been roughly 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll see how many spawners, or how many skeletons we got in here. So you can see them glitching out of the block, so you know there's quite a few. And we'll just break this out so they can escape. Oh man. There we go. So I'm going to say there's probably 30 to 40 skeletons at least. A lot of them are burning up quick though. And they're still coming out of the spawner, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, we'll just let these burn up and then collect the bones and see what we got. See what we can get for 10 to 15 minutes, and then you guys can time it however, whatever you want. See how many bones per hour or what arrows per hour. Already got 23, 20, 30. almost 30 bones and 40, almost 40 arrows, which is pretty good. So yeah, if you like this, share it, put down a like, comment if you have questions. See you later.